All right, let's switch gears here
Okay.
to somebody who you were very high on back in the day. One Karrion Kross.
Oh,
Back in the NXT days, you thought the way that they were pushing him and the way that they were creating this character that he was going to be a future WrestleMania main eventer.
yeah.
And I did not like his NXT character. I thought it was really boring. I thought he didn't really show a lot of personality, a little stiff, but he was kind of what they used to look for, which was
Mhm.
probably why you thought that.
Well, my thing was I didn't personally like him. I just thought he was exactly what they are looking for. And this was before he even got to NXT. I'm talking TNA. So
I
the
liked the Bloodsport version of Karrion
same
Kross,
thing.
Killer
Same thing.
Kross. I
Yeah.
thought that dude was awesome.
And with Scarlett with him, like it just seemed, and then when he first debuted in NXT, like with that awesome entrance and her lip syncing to the music, like it was great. And then he just had nothing in the ring.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
So he's had this opportunity to cut these promos and to create this like unique character, and he's been antagonizing Sami Zayn. And it's just this long thing. And you got people on Twitter going like, look at this. This guy actually has something. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, unless they actually put him in front of a live crowd and they let him cut these promos, I'm not even going to bother with it, because that's when I will know that they take him seriously. So there's a spot that is created on this show because of an injury to Dominic Mysterio. So we get Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Sami Zayn, I think he said something like, I didn't see Raw, but he said something about now he wanted the match, and Karrion Kross acted like, oh, he fell right into my trap. I can't wait. This is what I've been trying to get him to do, whatever it was that he said. So I'm watching this match and I go, okay, if you are Karrion Kross, you've been waiting for this opportunity. Here is your moment. It is time to shine. You are taking everything that you've done in these last several months, including that promo after WrestleMania that everyone loved, and now you're putting all of that together, and you're coming out of this thing, the highlight of the show. And I watched the match, and my initial thought was, okay, I never have to see this dude ever again. Like that was because I was just like, Jade. I was disappointed with Jade, but for a different reason than I'm disappointed with Karrion Kross. This was like, you got your chance. It was this fluke thing to Dom. They put you in, show out, show all these people why they should pay attention to you. And he did nothing.
Yeah, I mean it was a Karrion Kross match. Like I've seen a little bit more of him than you because I watch Main Event. So he's on there quite a bit, and he usually goes over, and it's usually like an 8-minute match, and he looks good. He has a few spots he does really well. It's all the entrance, like the fans go nuts for his entrance, and they go nuts when he wins, like which is, pretty typical in WWE anyways. So but this was exactly what I was expecting. Maybe a little worse. Like, I don't know, because it's Sami Zayn, and the thing is, this was the wrong place to do this match, too, because Sami Zayn is so over in Saudi Arabia. Like, if they had done this on a Raw, I think it would have been better. You would do it, it would have been shorter, and the crowd would have been more 50-50. They would have known Karrion Kross, and I think this was just a bad place to do this match. But I also have a feeling that they did this for a reason, and the reason is so that they can shut people up and say, well, we gave him a chance. Kind of like what they did with Zack Ryder
Mm-hmm.
when he got over organically like 10-15 years ago, whenever it was. And so they gave him a chance. They gave him that belt at WrestleMania, and then they buried him. And this is, probably what they're going to do to Karrion
But
Kross
they
too.
did re-sign him, right? Like that's what we heard, is they
We
re-signed him.
heard, yeah, yeah. So, well, the funny thing is, I heard it before the whole controversy about how he hasn't resigned. So I don't know what's a work and what isn't, but I think I heard that he had resigned, like even it's right after WrestleMania, I think.
You know what's interesting is I wonder why he's not currently at TNA. Because if he really
Karrion
had,
Kross?
yeah. Because if
They
he
don't really
really,
send people from the main roster. That's probably why.
well, I mean, you could send him to NXT and
Yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
the same
You could
thing.
do that.
But
Yeah.
so if you think, or if he thinks like he can actually do this character on a weekly level and continue to get over, and they don't see it, like, just use NXT or TNA to do
Mhm.
that character, and then if it works, then you go, "Okay, now, now it's
Oh,
fleshed out, and
he'd
it
be
makes sense."
huge in NXT at
Yeah.
doing this character, and he did Bloodsport, and I would imagine he'll probably do the next one too, because more and more WWE people are doing those shows, and the and
Maybe it's because they have Ethan Page that they,
yeah,
kind of in his spot right now.
there's some similarities there for sure. Yeah, maybe when they call Trick and Ricky up, maybe they'll send him down. You know, but the thing is, they also don't really like paying main roster money to people in NXT.
True. That is
So
true.
usually when that happens, that's they're the next ones to get cut. And maybe that'll happen to him too. Like, but depending if they just re-sign him, then they're probably not planning on cutting him right away. I think Scarlett is also the X factor there. Like, she can't wrestle. I mean, she can, but she's terrible. But like, there's such a good package together that there's probably people that want to try to figure out a way to make it work.
Mhm.
But I don't know. If you can't have a good match with Sammy, then it's probably not much hope for you.
So do you think that this is a one and done, or do you think that this was start of a program? Because
Hmm.
then Cross is gonna have to get a win at some point.
Yeah. You know what? If it had happened somewhere else, I would think it was the start of a program. The back of my head says we may not see this again.
Hmm.
I like the guy. Again, I'm not a big fan of the work, but I like the hustle, and I really like his persona. He's generally made me crack up. Like, me, I don't watch the social media stuff,
Yeah.
and some of the stuff that he's done, like, I've heard about it and I've gone and watched it because it was that good, and like, he cracked me up. Like the one where the Miz got kidnapped by the Wyatts, and Scarlett says to him, well, he says, "How long's he been gone?" And Scarlett says, like, 20 minutes, and he just looks at her and says, "Oh, he's dead." And then he just deadpans, and then he's like, "Let's move on." Like, it's just his delivery, like, it just cracked me up. And other stuff he's done too. Like, he's very funny, very, very funny guy. And obviously they have great chemistry together. They're married and stuff. So I think there's a place for him. Like, maybe he gets that spot that R-Truth had.
Hmm.
Like, it's obviously a different role, but the same kind of guy. He just pops up backstage and does things, and then every once in a while he gets a match. I don't think he's ever going to be pushed, like, even at like a Chad Gable level. But there might be a spot for him backstage, like Akira Tozawa, Otis, like that sort of thing.